rise one day at a time. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. They're here to get your day going fine. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio.
And here's your host, Miss Kim Robinson.
This is Khadevis Robinson, and welcome to the Khadevis Robinson Challenge. Today, I'm going to talk about something that I think we all can relate to, and I'm going to start by saying, save yourself. I mean, using an illustration from my favorite book, I'll give this example. Now, when God asked Adam why he had ate the apple, Adam tried to blame Eve. When God asked Cain about his brother, Abel, Cain asked, am I my brother's keeper? At some point, we have to help ourselves to take responsibility. Now, God may be asking us what is happening and who is responsible, and we continue to blame everyone except ourselves. And that's very convenient. Do anyone remember what Moses decided to do once he realized that some people just simply wouldn't turn away from their sins? When it became obvious that some people was going to continue to cause everyone harm. Moses just didn't wait for someone to come and save them. Even in Egypt, Moses knew that waiting for Pharaoh to solve their problems were naive at best. Moses understood that, if they were going to be saved, if things was going to get better, they would have to save themselves. And I think a lot of times what we do is we're sitting around waiting on someone else to save us. I was reading a section in online, and it started out by saying, how do you save yourself? How do you get your fire back? And it starts by saying, check this out, meaning no disrespect, but the fact is America is no longer the land of the free. You and I, we are the modern American slave. We are the men and women who those in power feed up on, use up, and throw away. The proof is everywhere. Now check this out. Wall Street robbed us of our future when they raped and pillaged. They say that a lot of people feel that feminists robbed us of love and affection when they poisoned women's hearts against certain men. Washington robbed us of our freedom when they legislated away our God-given rights one by one. In the process, they robbed us of the most precious thing of all. They robbed us of hope. You think, across America, millions of people, particularly men, just like, myself, inside we're going dead. Men was filled with hope and anticipation, reduced to ghosts at the table. The fireside slowly turning into ashes. In modern America, a lot of people are cynical and they're pessimistic. They can feel the sense of futility and hopelessness, But I think if we're able to really sit back and partner with powerful people, we can say that there is a slight chance of hope, The lie that we've been told is, that keeps drilling into our head, is work hard and success will follow. As long as you keep your head down, do as you're told, and trust the system, all your blood, sweat, and tears will be rewarded. Now, this is the idea of America, and this is the apple pie, but it's kind of a lie because, everyone can work hard, and everyone, for the most part, a lot of us are working hard. Now, you think about this. The lie is designed to dull us, to make us docile, but it can feed on our life force. You know what I'm saying? The truth is hard. It's hard work is not only the deciding factor of success and failure. There's another far more essential factor that literally makes or breaks your ability to thrive. Now, without this factor, all your hard work would amount to nothing. Your life will have been wasted. Now, how do I know this? How do people know this? Because we've lived it. We went through things that a lot of people haven't gone through. And also the thing is, we've also tried a lot of those suggestions that individuals gave us, and we figured out, it's just not working. So the thing that I learned, and the thing that most people will tell you, no matter if it's Warren Buffett, no matter if it's Tom Brady, no matter if it's Oprah Winfrey, is whenever you have a goal, just working hard is not enough. You have to become obsessed with inspiration. I think when you look at, I forgot the guy's name off the top of my head. It'll come to me a little bit later, but he says he wrote the book, The 10 Times Effect, or 10 Times Rule, meaning you have to work, 10 times. Whatever you think is enough, how much work you're doing now, you have to go 10 times that. We have to learn to live in a way in such that, we can experience inspiration on demand. Think about it. Think about the caveman. I mean, thousands of years, the caveman, they viewed fire as a random gift from God, something that cannot be created or controlled, but only stumbled upon in rare, perfect storm scenarios, such as forest fires or lightning strikes. Now, think about this critical moment when man finally learned to create fire on demand. Whenever he wanted it, and he created with his own two hands. That day had to mark a radical upgrade in man's evolution. Well, we can do that also. Not when it comes to just fire, but we can learn how to, have that ultimate, that instant inspiration for ourselves. And that's what you're going to need when times get hard. Because the thing about life is, it goes up and down. We all feel good. When we feel good and we wake up in the morning, we have a lot of energy and everything's going great and our kids are doing well and all those types of things. It's easy to have inspiration then. But it's tough to have inspiration when things are not going well. And I find that tough for myself. I put myself on a specific diet, and I say, well, check this out. I'm not going to eat sweets, so I'm not going to have ice cream Monday through, let's say, Thursday, Monday through Friday, and I will on Saturday or Sunday. And then, lo and behold, Wednesday comes up, and, I get stressed out. I get into it with a friend. I get into it with my spouse, whatever. My kids upset me, and here I am going to my ice cream. Now, the way I rationalize it, I say, well, it's better than drinking. It's better than using drugs. It's better than gambling. And I say, well, most people, that's what they go through, and they stressed out, and they go through hardships. I'm not doing that, so ice cream's not that bad. But that's not the point. The point is I said I wasn't going to be eating ice cream. So at this moment, it ain't so much that not only that I just need to be disciplined, which I do need, I need inspiration. I need motivation. I need that shot of inspiration and motivation. And what that story is telling you is that it's the same thing back in the day when people they didn't know how to get fire. They needed fire. And they were thinking that they would have to get lucky. Luck would have to come into effect for them to get fired. And if they found it then, they could use it. They figured out a way to make fire with their own hands, and that had to be an epiphany. And that's one thing that we have to do also. We have to figure out ways to inspire and motivate ourselves. Now, a lot of times when you say things like that and you live your life in that way, people want to call you selfish. And at first, none of us want to be deemed selfish. But you know what? Selfish is not always bad. It's like getting on that plane. You got to help yourself before you can help anybody else. And I'm reminded of a video I was watching, and Kanye West was talking. A lot of people don't like Kanye West. They think he's cocky or arrogant or whatever the word is. And for me, it's not even like arrogance. People, there's a difference between arrogant and confidence. Now, people who don't know the difference between being arrogant and being confident is going to always find themselves intimidated by confident people. But Kanye West said something once. He said, people come up to him all the time, and they ask him who's his favorite rapper, who's his favorite performer. He said, me. I'm my favorite rapper. I'm my favorite performer. And on the base, you go, okay, this is Kanye just talking again. But when you really think about it, I mean, come on. If you're not your biggest fan, how do you expect somebody else to be your biggest fan? I mean, when you really think the reason you have to be your biggest fan is because you have to enjoy being with you. You have to enjoy what you're doing. You have to enjoy doing it. So to me, it all goes back to how do you get that instant, inspiration? How do you do that? How do you get to a point where you figure out, hey, I got these goals I need to hit. I got these things that need to be done, and I'm just not going to sit around and wait for somebody else to do it for me, because that's what a lot of us are doing. We're thinking we're waiting on the perfect connection or networking or loan or whatever it is. We're thinking somebody else is going to come and save us, and what I'm telling you is you're going to have to save yourself. Now, somebody might come and help you and assist you, but even then, you're still going to have to save yourself. And you still, and in saving yourself, it's not only when things are going great, it's when things hit rock bottom. How do you get out of the trenches when things hit rock bottom? How do you keep plugging away when nothing's going? You know, I recently wrote a book, and it's doing all right, but, you know, I knew coming in that, you know, it's a process to this, you know. So how do you write a book, and maybe you don't sell a lot of copies of the book, to go back and write another book and another book and another book? That's what it's about. How do you train hard and not run well, but keep training hard and hard and keep racing and racing and racing and running and racing and training and running and racing? You know, how do you start a business and fail and start again and fail and start again and fail and keep going? You got to be able to understand, A, you got to save yourself, and B, you have to learn how to give yourself instant motivation, because that's literally the key to success. You know, you look at some of the stories of some of the most successful people in the world, that's the one thing they do have in common is failure. They all tried some stuff, and maybe it didn't work out, and they kept trying, and the next thing you know, it worked out for them. You know, one of my favorite stories is E.T., the hip-hop motivational speaker, Eric Thomas, and he says, man, you know, the video and the audio that got him the most famous was the one about you got to want to succeed as much as you want to breathe. And he tells a story about the person trying to, you know, want to be successful. He kept asking the guru, and the guru took him to the ocean, and the guru put him underground, and we finally pulled him up. He said, you know, you got to want to succeed as much as you want to take a breath there. Now, Eric E.T. tells the story, say, man, you know, I put that out a while before that. I've been doing videos. I've been doing all sorts of stuff before then, but it never caught on. And then, lo and behold, somehow that one that I had already put out for a while, somebody saw it, it caught on, and next thing you know, it went viral. And he said when it went viral and everything started opening up, I was prepared. I was ready for it. And that's another thing that I think we have to understand. We have to have that faith, you know, the faith that these things will work out. And when they do work out, when we do get that opportunity, we have to take advantage of it. We have to go all out. You know, Biggie Smalls, before he was unfortunately killed, said, you know, you got to be treating every project like it's your first or your last project. Meaning, you know, your first one, you're so excited, you're on fire, you've been waiting for this moment, and you got to treat everyone like then your last one. You're like, I got to make this one happen. It has to be good. I mean, I love doing this. I ain't gonna be able to do it again, so let me make sure it's going. And that's how you got to treat everything you do. And sometimes I think we get so stuck. You know, and the thing is, here's the amazing thing: when we get stuck with life. That's the thing that gets you. I always joke and say, man, if death don't kill you, life will. You know, because you just got you're so bogged down with paying bills. You're so bogged down with, you know, taking care of your kids. You're so bogged down with taking care of your family or your parents. You're so bogged down with drama that, you know, you wish there wasn't even in your life. You're trying to figure out what you're going to eat. You're trying to stay healthy. You're trying to stay fit. You're trying to make sure your hair's done. You know, you're trying to do all these just basic living things that you can't do the things that make you happy. When I'm telling you, you're going to have to find a way to make yourself happy. You have to find a way to save yourself, and saving yourself is making yourself happy. Saving yourself is making yourself healthy. Saving yourself is keeping yourself sane, and saving yourself is being selfish. You know, now you can be selfish. That don't mean you want the worst for somebody else. It means you want the best for you. So my challenge for you this week, you know, is to take a step back and understand that you're going to have to save yourself. Even if somebody's on their way to save you. You know, even if you know somebody's coming to save you, you're still going to have to save yourself because they're not going to be able to walk out for you. If you're dying of thirst and they bring you water, you still got to drink it. You know, so whatever the situation is, you're going to have to save yourself, and in saving yourself, you're going to have to reach deep down inside and find something in there that gives you your natural, your own personal B12 shot, you know, your own personal inspiration and motivation. Sometimes, you know, I just go and I watch stuff, and that's me giving myself an inspiration and motivation. And motivation is like taking baths. You need them every day. So my challenge is for you to recognize that you're going to have to save yourself. And the things that you've been waiting for somebody else to do, the stuff that you've been waiting on somebody else to say, all those things that you've been waiting for someone else to interact or help you with, you need to start working on them yourself this week, because you understand that if you're going to be saved, if you're going to be happy, if you're going to be healthy, you're going to have to do it yourself. This has been Khadevis Robinson, the Khadevis Robinson Challenge, and I holla.
Neglecting all the basics, God so amazing. This what I was chasing when I was working 20 hours shifts. But was I crazy? In the hood selling weed, thinking that it's crazy. I was running for the money 'cause I thought it made me, but God showed a bigger picture, and it didn't get me richer. He made me put the blood down, throw away the liquor. So now I'm walking on this path of life. From the fact that he done died, now I'm here to serve Christ. So thankful for his life, 'cause he came and he paid the price. Now my life is everlasting, right? My heart contrite. Contrary to your belief, who is Steve Rice? We should striving to be the least. Look at hindsight. Life is better when on my knees. Jesus Christ, life is the reason that I believe. I'm giving all I got for. It ain't just a metaphor. I'm giving all I got for. It ain't just a metaphor. Most High God, hide you my everything. Came from the sky just to ride, so I ride for the wedding ring. Bonded at the altar. Many times I cheated, plenty nights I never called you. So many adventures like Huckleberry and some soldier. Holly, if you with me, it's more than like the me and ballers. Yeah, I say it's more than a metaphor. That's why I gave it up. That's why I'm living for 'em. But it's obvious that nonsense can stop us quick. Like lifting heavy objects without the oxygen. How you contradicting your faith, losing your confidence. But I put my faith in the air. I am an optimist. Yeah, the air of all things. Jesus Christ ring. Yeah, my God is so supreme. I daydream of a day that the mainstream can all get a glimpse to the king. I gave it up for. I'm giving all I got for. It ain't just a metaphor. I'm giving all I got for. It ain't just a metaphor. All I have is you, Lord. It's not just a metaphor. Give all I got for you, Lord. It ain't just a metaphor. Holla at DG. Man, everything that I do, gotta do it for. This is real life, more than a metaphor.